of Yameen, oath, taken an oath by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to do something or not to do something. First, let me remind that it is not allowed, it is forbidden, it is haram to take an oath by anything else. You are not allowed except to make yameen, take the qasam by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not by our parents, not by our children or any or honor or anything else, just by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or any of his names and attributes. The first yameen is unintentional yameen. It's not intentional. The second one is the determined yameen. The third one is the dipping yameen. So the first one is unintentional. It is a laghu. لا يؤاخذكم الله باللغو. Allah is not holding you accountable for laghu yameen, unintentional yameen. Some people have the habit always to swear by Allah you must come, by Allah really, by Allah it did not happen. So this is unintentional yameen is forgiven. However, it's recommended to in Islam to avoid that because you don't want to have the habit of swearing and taking oaths. Number two, al yameen al munaqida, the determined and absolute yameen that someone fully and consciously and mindedly takes an oath that by Allah I will do that, by Allah I did not do that, I will not do that. Fully conscious yameen. And this yameen has the kaffarah, the expiation. Okay, so if someone takes an oath that I am not going to, wallahi I'm not going to visit, for example, his brother, he's angry, or he's not going to allow his wife to do something, or the wife you're not to her husband, or um, the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam advises to make kafara and to do what is right if there is something better than what you have determined to do. من حلف يمينا ثم رأى خيرا منها فكفارتها فليأتي الذي هو خير وليكفر عن يمينه. If someone swears to do or not to do something, takes an oath, then he discovers that there is something better than what he did the yameen for, then let him expiate the yameen and do what is good. So do always what is good. For example, he takes an oath that he will not allow his wife to visit her family, for example. Then he cools down, then he realizes that she should visit her family. It is silat rahim and reward. Then he expiates he will talk about the expiation. He does the kafara, then after that he let her go. The kafara is number one is to feed 10 poor people at least one meal or two meals for a whole day. Um, or to give them cash. Some scholars said it is mud, one handful of barley grain or rice. This is the minimum that you can do it. Number two, to clothe 10 poor people, to give them some clothing, some good clothing, average. We're talking about the average food, whatever. Or you can give cash. The third option, we don't have it, emancipating a slave. If someone cannot feed or clothe poor people, then he should fast for 3 days. ذلك كفارة أيمانكم. That is the expiation or the kafara for أيمانكم إذا حلفتم. So this is the expiation. I repeat, number one, to feed 10 poor people or to clothe them or to emancipate a slave. If not, if you cannot do any of these, then to observe fasting for 3 days. Now the third yameen, type of yameen, and it is very dangerous and no one should do it, is the dipping yameen, al-yameen al-ghamus, one of the major sins that the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam counted. Al-yameen ghamus, the yameen that will dip the person in the hellfire. When intentionally he takes a false yameen, he is lying. Intentionally, he knows, especially if he wants to take the right of another person. So fully and consciously he takes a yameen and he is a liar, saying by Allah it is mine, and he takes something from other people. This is munghamisa, and it is munghamisa means al-ghamus, al-yamin al-ghamus, that is dipping the person in the hellfire. You don't want to go there, or because you want something, you take an oath or rescue yourself from an embarrassment. Someone takes a yameen that, oh, I did not do it, while fully and consciously knows that he did it. So it is a false and lying yameen. This is the most dangerous. Scholars say, the majority of scholars say, you must make tawbah from the dipping ghamus yameen. You must make tawbah. And in Shafi'i madhab also you have to do the kafara. and that will be on the safe side. So you do the expiation of the sin, to make tawbah, and also to do the expiation or the kafara. So to summarize, we have three types of yameen. Number one is to avoid, is the unintentional yameen. Number two, it is the fully conscious munaqida yameen. Number three is the ghamus yameen. The first one, Allah is not holding you accountable for it. However, try to avoid it. The purpose of the yameen, usually when a person in front of you is not believing in you, so you would mention and bring something that you honor and he honors, so he would believe you. So he's not believing you when you say something. Muslims should believe each others. However, because he's not believing, or you want to determine on something, then you say wallahi. Okay, so you mention the name of Allah. So you should not take it, just lightly. So the unintentional, you should avoid it. You will not be held accountable. Number two, al-munaqida, you expiate if you need to do something better than it, or you be up to your yameen and you do what you said, especially if it's something good, that just do it. You're like, by Allah, I'm not going to do haram. That's good yameen, if you want to do it. But if it is haram or something better, then there is something else better, then you do the expiation. The last one, the yameen al-ghamus, the dipping yameen in the hellfire. You need to avoid it completely. Never ever take an oath falsely or by lying, especially if it is involving the rights of other people. This requires tawbah, and also to be on the safe side to do the expiation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us always conscious of what we are saying and of our actions. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum.